What's up guys, Joel Valley from Media Glitch here, and I'm excited to be reviewing Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed by Ilphonic. Finally, we got a new Ghostbusters game. Finally! Now, before I get into this review, I want to say we have been streaming this game over on our Twitch channel. Please follow and subscribe to us there. And we have been having a blast. Every Saturday night, we're streaming this game. We're having a good time. I just want to put that out there before this review because I actually really like the game, but I am going to focus on some of the things, the negatives as well as the positives on this game. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Oh, VG almost took me out. Now, we've had a lot of Ghostbusters games in the past. Some good, not so good. The HD remaster that we got for the PS4, PS5, great. NES game, not so great, right? I wouldn't recommend that. I think that the Genesis version still my favorite Ghostbusters game to this day. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. Now, this game, pretty fun. It is one of those online only games like, let's say, Dead by Daylight or Fortnite, but that's really good. It doesn't have much of a story, but speaking of story, let's get into what story mode there is. This is not a story-driven game, but I'm going to just go over really briefly what the story is.
Corporeal manifestations.
So the story goes like this. Winston, aka Ernie Hudson, the Ghostbuster, has regained control of Ghostbusters headquarters. He's gonna fix it all up, make it new again, and bring in new Ghostbusters, aka you. And so he's kind of like the leader of this ship, of this whole thing.
I'm your great white hunter for this trip, though I happen to be black.
And Dan Aykroyd lends his talents as well. Conveniently, the Ghostbusters' new headquarters is right next to Ray's shop, so you can go back and forth. And the story starts off with Ray telling you, as a new recruit, about the good old days and when it was awesome to bust ghosts and all this and that. So, and he's pretty happy that it's all coming back together again. You're going to meet people like Kat and, of course, Ernie Hudson, but you're also going to meet another guy named Eddie.
Hello.
Now, after you pick out your uniform and design your whole face, and you know me, I have to make a hottie. Hey, stay away, guys. She's mine.
Try to get laid on your own time, pal.
You're going to get some gear, and once you get that, you can either play as the ghost, or you could play as the Ghostbuster. And you can play it with 5 friends or people online. And the story goes, as you're putting the ghost away, something malfunctions, and, well, let's just say bad things ensue. Like my boy Ernie getting possessed.
Your feeble attempts to confine me have failed. I have escaped your perfection.
Now, honestly, I don't want to go too much into the story because there's not very much story here. And so I don't want to spoil it. But after a few times catching some ghosts, you're going to see the end credits. And it's quite surprising how short the story is. Probably its biggest downfall. But hey, you know, in the end, you'll get a trophy. So whatever. But, if you're not here for the story, if you want to play as a Ghostbuster, you want to play as a ghost, this is as close as it's going to get. I just wish that they would have kind of kept the story going longer, like maybe every time you caught a ghost, the money that you got, you help build the headquarters again, or maybe help build the car and go out on missions. Who knows? Maybe some DLC. I don't know, but there's a pretty good trophy list to keep you busy. Anyway, let's move on to the next part with the graphics.
Don't belong here. You... Wait. You're a Ghostbuster.
Now, the graphics might not be as good as the HD remaster we got of the Ghostbusters last year, but I mean, they're okay. It's nothing special, nothing amazing, nothing that the PS5 or the Xbox Series X can't handle, but the ghosts look really awesome. The effects, the particles, all that stuff looks really good, and I'm pretty happy with it. And Slimer looks amazing. When you unlock him, you got to get to a higher level to unlock him, but he is awesome. It's also great to move around in Ray's shop and see some of the things, to look at the headquarters, Ghostbusters headquarters. But everyone kind of looks like a Fortnite character. And there's also some screen tearing. Actually, all the footage I've been using, if you look really closely, you'll see screen tearing from time to time. But as far as like the levels, the gameplay, the ghosts, the Ghostbusters, all of that, graphically, that's fun. Sometimes the people that you talk to kind of look like something out of a mobile game, but there's not much to say here about the graphics. It is what it is. It's okay. Now we got to talk about the gameplay, because the gameplay is where this bad boy shines, man. I love what they've done here, everything. And if you have 5 friends, you're going to have an amazing time. If you're online, you might get stuck with some noobs. But I'm going to go over all the aspects of the gameplay right now, so let's get into it. So after you get all suited up, you're going to play a couple rounds as the Ghostbuster. Then you're going to play a couple rounds as the Ghost. But you're going to have to listen to this chatty book that just talks forever and doesn't shut up. This guy, oh my goodness, talks and talks and talks. Just even, not only in the cutscene, but when you're trying to do the tutorial. I got stuff over here to the left. I got to read. I can't read that when you're over here flapping your gums, man. Oh my gosh, I wish this guy would shut up. So you're going to use your PKE meter, I believe is what it's called, and you're going to look for basically rifts or the ghost. You can use that same meter to stun the ghost like I just did, and then you can pull out your trap, get him in the trap. It's like every boy I know growing up, that's what they wanted to do. Now you get to do it. If this is the realest it's ever felt. There's also rifts throughout the world, and you got to destroy at least 3 rifts or catch the ghost 4 times. These rifts can be hidden in different objects. Once you find them, you can start to destroy the rift. All the while, you have to help to calm down all the pedestrians that are in the area, because if they get haunted, the ghost meter goes out, the building gets haunted, and the ghost will win. It's like a big game of catch the chicken.
Catch the chicken.
How do I catch?
By not talking.
Now, once you caught that ghost, you can get experience points both on your level and on your gear. Then you can upgrade your gear, but be careful because there's pros and cons to upgrading the gear. But once you're all set, you can get back to banging some ghost. Another thing I want to mention, because they don't ever tell you this, and a lot of people don't know it, if you want to play as the ghost all the time, hit the D-pad, and over here in the left menu, you can see it's changing, and you can pick what you want to be. Now, the ghost, right when I get in, I like to haunt everything. Everything I see, I start to haunt it, people, objects, because it will make your ghost meter go up. You can grab the rifts that they're trying to destroy and try to take them away, but be careful, because you could get in their tether. There are options to get out of that tether and break it, but sometimes you get caught like I just did right there. So, but other things you can do is you can possess objects, which is nice, and you can move around in those objects to fill up that blue meter down there that gives you special attacks, helps you to possess people, possess objects, haunt things. So you need that blue meter up, and when you're in an object, that helps to do that. And all this stuff helps this building haunt meter go up. Once it's haunted and you're up to 100%, you just have to survive like 80 some seconds without the Ghostbusters capturing you, and you win the round. And it's awesome, and you get a bunch of points, and you can, make these little Ghostbusters go away crying like little babies.
Look at little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry?
So there's other things you can do. You can set up contracts to get more XP, and you can unlock different clothes. You can collect these newspaper clippings, but there's not much here as far as that stuff goes. Other thing I noticed was some glitches. Here I am, I'm playing the ghost. No one can ever capture me. No matter how many times they tried, no matter how many traps they set, they couldn't capture me, but I leveled up like crazy, and it was kind of awesome. I got trophy. My guy leveled up instantly the first time I played him. So it was pretty awesome. Another glitch is like every time I'm in this menu, it just goes to the back button. Like anytime I try to hit something, and it makes like upgrading really tedious. These mushrooms were just gone, so it's not without its flaws. It has
My
its
battery's drained, that's why.
it has its glitches, it has its things, but all in all, man, we had an excellent time.
Counts.
And to commemorate this moment,
Let's get into music and sound, because everything sounds really, really good. You have all the iconic sounds that make you feel like a Ghostbuster. There's really not much to say except that they did a really good job. The music sounds something straight out of the Ghostbusters. I think the voice acting, now the voice acting is good, but I'm going to give you some comparisons because everyone sounds great, but Dan Aykroyd sounds like he was, I don't know, recorded on Skype or something. It's not very good.
15 minutes late for your orientation. I'll assume you've already met him.
I may sign the checks, but don't go around calling me boss.
And make yourself comfortable. What I have to show you is of the utmost importance and can't wait a second longer.
So here are my final thoughts on the Ghostbusters. If you want a story-driven game, stay away. If you want to have fun with friends, I'm having a blast with Cagman, Intrigue Gaming. I think it'd be cool if we could play pool, or we could play pinball games, or darts, or missed opportunity here with a computer. Why not have the old Sega Genesis game and you can play it? No, it's just another way to load up stuff. But all in all, man, we're having a blast playing it. We've been playing it every weekend with fans of the show, people that watch the show and the stream. We're having a good time. Maybe we can see you guys there. And you know what? It makes you feel like a Ghostbuster, that's for sure. And so I'm pretty happy with the gameplay. I hope we get some DLC, new levels, new costumes, new outfits. That would all be great. More improvements. I hope they continue to support this game, but if they don't support it, I don't know how long it's going to last, and sadly, it'll close another chapter in game-busting history.
Right, suck in the guts, guys. We're the Ghostbusters. He slimed me.
That's great! Actual physical contact! Can you move? Ill wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Do you have any hobbies?
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.